Hi there, this is David and welcome back to Let's Play Wild Arms 5. Today we're going to be taking on the 6 pillar super bosses on the Overworld map. The first one that we want to take care of is located southeast of Mount Chug. So get there, then hop in Asgard, and then you punch these things to open them up, and you can choose to challenge it with Asgard or do a standard battle. I'm going to be doing a standard battle pretty much every single time because 2 reasons. Watching Asgard is boring, that's number 1. And number 2, if Asgard is involved in this battle in any way, shape, or form, you get no experience for that battle, which really sucks. Anyway, for right now, we have a fire hex that we're able to go into, so we might as well take care of this chief who's weak to fire. But let's look at everybody else. They each have a different weakness and something that they absorb as well. The one that I really want to take care of is this guy, the Doctor, who has a shit ton of HP, and is weak to Earth. But of course, we don't have an Earth lay point right now, which kind of sucks. So we'll deal with that in just a minute. Anyway, go ahead and double it, and then have him continually use Heavy Crush, hopefully killing this chief. Then we can use a lay change and get an Earth lay point and take care of the Doctor. Please don't replace them. Thank you! Yeah, they replaced Rebecca, which is pretty much the one that I want. I could do a lay change right now, but I really want to get rid of this chief. Okay, perfect! There we go. Now that I've done that, just have her guard build up some force points. Pretty much she's going to be either guarding or healing with, like, nothing else in between. Use a hyper on this hex, because Dean and Greg are going to be standing there for the rest of the battle. Now let's use a late change, then I'll be wide-spreading an Earth Blast on everyone. That'll be nice! There we go. And with all that done, we should be fine. Now let's take out the Doctor and the General, and luckily they're both in the same hex, and nobody absorbs anything on that hex, which is pretty nice. Okay, at this point in battle, now they're summoning reinforcements, pretty much. They're bringing in, reinforcements, and we have yet another person to deal with, but that person doesn't have any strengths or weaknesses, so now we can use widespread high blasts on the Earth hex, which will severely damage the Doctor, but will allow the Director to absorb that attack. But I don't really care about the Director right now. We'll take care of the Director and the Commander later. Right now, go after the Doctor. You don't want her healing or doing anything else. Whoa! That's not good. We're fine, though. As long as Greg is alive, we're good. There goes Dean. Yeah, let's revive him too. Make sure that you heal up after each and every one of these boss fights. Just go to a save point, heal up real quick, and you should be fine. I think it's widespread to the high blast, and that should take out the Doctor, who's been blasting the crap out of us, and who luckily has not been healing. That's pretty nice. Let's put him on the Earth lay point. Well, you know what? For these guys, we can go for the General. What's the General weak against, though? Oh, he's weak to water. I should have put him on water. Well, there isn't one. Let's see what else. What other weaknesses do we have here? He's weak to water. This guy's weak to wind. So wind is the next lay point that I want to get onto. So we'll just have him. Well, you know what? Using the Heavy Crush is actually much more damaging. So yeah, go after that General, and then we'll start relocating over to the wind hex. Or not. Whoa! That's no good, but he has various other things that he can do. What does Earth change into? Earth changes into water. Just go ahead and widespread another high blast. Maybe that will get rid of the General, and then we'll just be down to 2 more to have to deal with. And the Director gets healed, but he's already at full HP, so I really don't care. Let's go ahead and use a full revive on Rebecca. There we go. And she gets a turn. Sweet. Get her off this hex, so she can actually survive. There we go. Heal them up, and we're good to go. Continue on wide-spreading a high blast. That should take out the General, damage the Commander, and then we can jump to wherever else we need to go. Let's see, what are they weak against? To wind, and he's already on the wind hex. That sucks. Okay, so, yeah, head on down here. I guess we could use a Sonic Vision or something on this guy. Is he, like, immune to physical hits? Why wouldn't I do any damage to him? It's kind of odd. The Heavy Crush. What's going on there? Oh, it's just so minuscule, I can't even tell. Yeah, just hit him. If I had a Moon Hex user, I could start replacing, but I don't. So I'm not gonna worry about it. Let's see. You know what? Use a late change. Yeah. Let's see what this will change into. Water. Okay, well, at least it's something. Whoa! Man! Rebecca's not doing so hot, I've gotta say. So we can go after the commander, we can go after the director. Go after the commander since he's on the fire hex. At least deal some decent damage there. And you can go ahead and widespread a high blast on both of them. Yeah, as long as we're... I mean, we're not exploiting weakness, but as long as we're damaging them nicely, we should be fine. Let's use another full revive on Rebecca. Yeah, this is the reason why I wanted to steal those full revives. We are going to need them. Get her off that hex and heal. There we go. Oh, even better, you're just not going to do anything. Man, that makes things so much easier. Awesome. And we almost have this done, but it's going to take a little bit longer, so I'm going to fast forward the rest of this. Next up, warp over to 12-bit and then head south into the desert at the southwesternmost corner, and we'll hit this dual sign with Asgard. And this guy can be pretty difficult, and there's two ways to take him out. One is a pretty cheap way using the 100% orange badge, which I will demonstrate in this battle. Another one is a more difficult way, which will take quite some time to do. Anyway, he opens up the battle every single time by using that Giga Crush, and since he's on the Earth Hex and Greg is on the Wind Hex, it'll pretty much take him out. So I'm using the 100% orange badge with Rebecca, and what that does is it makes all healing not work, pretty much. Like, you heal 100 points, if at all, and it also makes it so that any damage that she inflicts is only 100 as well, but any damage inflicted to her is also 100. So for the most part, Rebecca can't die. It'll take over 60 attacks for Rebecca to die. So she's not going to be attacking, she's just going to be hanging out right here is where I want her, and then guarding to build up force points. Dean is just going to be attacking for right now, and Greg, I want him back in the Wind Hex to continually use, blasts and things like that on his weakness. And I will be hypering that Wind Hex whenever the time comes. But with all that being said, he also has an attack that hits all of your party members for earth damage, but it hits at, I would say, probably like 10,000 damage. So that's why I want to use the 100% orange badge. It just makes things so much easier and so much quicker. Let's see, yeah, keep on going with high blasts there, then I'm going to hyper the hex. The other way to deal with this is to bring in a mountain hex user and a moon hex user. Have the moon hex user go through and, just guard. Have the moon hex user replace him and put him from the earth hex onto the wind hex. Then you want to hang out on the earth hex. That will make his attacks weaker and your defense against earth much stronger. After you do that, then you want to have the mountain hex user use protect, anything to make sure that you keep your HP up, but you're also going to want to have a healer in here to revive people and everything. Like, it'll take quite some time between having a healer and a mountain hex user and a moon hex user. You really don't have a lot of offensive potential. So that's why I decided to go this route, because it will just make the battle much, much quicker since I have two offensive users, and they're both going to be on the wind hex, and they're both going to be blasting the crap out of this guy. Now that I have more force points, it helps a little bit with damage, but still. As far as reviving with Rebecca, you could use high revive, but it would still revive them at 100 HP, so it really doesn't matter. Okay, he used a lay change, so now the lay point that I want is way over there. So I shouldn't have moved him, but can I move him again? No. Oh, that sucks. Just, I don't know, blast him, do something. But I'm gonna end up jumping over there with Dean so I can deal, at least a little bit better damage there. So yeah, let's jump over there. And then I want Rebecca to start migrating herself over there as well, because whenever Rebecca revives, they always have to hang out on the hex that Rebecca's nearest. So that way, I want her nearest to the wind hex. That way, whenever I revive them, they will also be near the wind hex as well. So, taking this guy out, it's a slow, steady climb. Again, every time you use searching, he's going to use his ultimate attack next. Let's see, is there anything that I can really do with her? No, just, I guess I could use a lucky card. I mean, that's something. It raises its experience points at the end. But yeah, this is gonna take everybody out. I mean, it really does, like, the damage was like 12,000 damage. It just takes forever. Oh, now he's on the wind hex, that's just lovely. Anyway, to revive them, I'll use another late change, and then I don't think that the wind hex will even be there, which sucks, but at least it's, we're getting a wind hex somewhere. Yeah, the water hex is gonna turn to a wind hex. So let's jump them down there, and then I will use another, blade change next time. Whenever they're revived. There we go. So yeah, with all that being said, this is a strategy that I'm going to be using. I'm going to fast forward the rest of this battle. Want to warp to Tartarus and then head a bit to the northwest to blast this one open. And as far as my special preparations for this, I took off the 100% orange badge off Rebecca because I thought that it was kind of cheap and it's really only useful for that fight, maybe a couple more. But I also brought in Avril as a moon user because as you can see, these guys are all weak to earth and they're active towards wind. So what I wanted to do was use her and Dean on the same hex, and then replace the ones that are over here on the Earth hex. There we go. And we'll bring Rebecca on over, and then have her use a Great Apple on the Earth hex, so that we get, the Quicken, the Protection, the Hyper, everything that we need. And then have Dean use Heavy Crush against these guys for shit tons of damage. It's so nice. If you need Great Apples, you can, purchase them from the black market for 10 levels apiece. Once Avril's done that, she's done. You don't need her anymore. Bring in Greg so that he can exploit the weaknesses as well, and then have him high blast the crap out of these guys as well. Then Rebecca's probably going to just guard and build up force points so that I can start using widespread on these guys, and then really just make very, very, very short work out of them. They can be pretty damaging, but it's nothing that you can't handle. Half the time they don't do anything. This wind call stuff, which doesn't do anything. But half the time they use that Mega Cyclone, which really, really does tons of damage. But it raises your force points, so that's all I really care about. So we can really get rid of these guys, high blast them, and we'll be perfectly fine. I don't think that they're going to get another turn, actually. If I look at my turn order, yeah, Greg has another turn with another widespread. Rebecca's in there too. We should be perfectly fine. And get them up to speed. Use another widespread. That'll get rid of most of them. Dean can probably handle the rest of them. Ooh, I think that this high blast is going to do him in. Oh, I thought that was widespread. How come that didn't do... it doesn't really matter. Whatever. Dean will take him out. Yeah. Very simple, very easy. So, after we take care of these guys, the next place that we need to go is warp over to Wayward Path South, and then go over towards the southern side of the Wayward Path. Oh, I probably should have used a lucky card, not that it really matters. Anyway, I'll see you guys there. Okay, it took me a second, but I got to where I needed to be on the map, so let's go ahead and get this show on the road. There we go. This guy is nothing to be concerned about. I did bring in Avril as a luck medium user, basically just to get her force level 1. That's pretty much the only issue, but while she's here, I might as well fragile the guy. So, yeah, makes it a little bit easier. then move Greg over to this hex, use a lay change on it. That's pretty much Averal's only use. Bring Dean over here, and let's check out the guy's weaknesses. Oh, look at that. Wind. Who knew? So, let's do it. Yeah. So, I'm going to have Dean use heavy crushes, Greg use high blasts. I could bring in Rebecca, but we're still doing okay. Let's fragile him again, and then keep going. If I do bring in Rebecca for like healing or something, I'd pretty much just have her defend, I guess. Or she could use a great apple on the hex and do an all stats up or something like that. Just in case I think that I will bring her in. And thankfully, Averil starts on a hex where I can easily swap members, so that makes it very, very simple. Oh, yeah, he's hyper like I really care. This guy's gonna be going down real quick. You know what? Actually, just defend. I'm not gonna worry about the Great Apple. The guy's like almost dead anyway. So yeah, just keep on moving. Whenever I get up to force level 3, I'm going to have Dean intrude to get even more turns. So yeah, I don't even care. Just guard. You're totally dead. You're totally dead. I mean, it's not even a contest. This is no joke. You are just so dead. You know what? Let's use a lucky card. There we go. I don't even know if I have to intrude, but I'm going to do it anyway, just to be on the safe side. And if you want to waste a Great Apple here, you can. If you want to steal his Great Apple here, you can. I wouldn't worry about it. Anyway, one more boss down, and 2 more to go, and yet another Golden Angel. And as far as the Golden Angels are concerned, I'm going to be doing, not in this episode either, and not in the next one. There's going to be a better time to run around and grab all those new costumes and everything. For this next boss, go to the Temple of Rejection, and then just head south, and you're underneath the train tracks, and there it is. So let's do it. This guy can be pretty difficult, actually, but there's some things that you could do to make it a little bit easier for yourself. Lovely. Okay, so anyway, he has no weaknesses at all, and he can block attacks, and he has a lot of HP and things like that. But just go ahead and keep Rebecca in this kind of hex away from bad news. You don't want your healer to have anything to do with this guy. Just use Dean and Greg as kind of meat shields. And she's just going to be standing back there reviving as much as humanly possible. Continuously. I mean, you could just use a regular revive because no matter what you do, the guy's going to kill him in one shot. I mean, Greg doesn't have a lot of HP. You know, for the looks of him, you would think that he'd have more HP, but he's pretty much your mage. So, yeah, it's kind of like with Gallows. You would think that Gallows would be like your tank as well, but he's also pretty much your mage. So, anyway, if she has nothing else to do, just have her guard, build up some FP. Oh, lovely. Well, let's keep on going. Now, you could use a hyper, but I want to wait until Dean dies, and then have him use the hyper on the Earth Hex then. But he seems to just be attacking Greg this time. I don't know why. Normally he kills Dean, and then I can put both Greg and Dean on the same hex. Basically, you just want them on a lay point, because they do more damage on a lay point, even if he's not weak to it, than he would do on or just a regular hex. Whenever you get up enough FP, just use an intrude. Oh, lovely. Yeah, now he's starting to block all my attacks. This is just great. If you want to bring in a luck medium user, you could fragile him. If you want to bring in a mountain medium user and try to get him on the Earth Hex, that could actually be a pretty good idea. Because then he'd be on the Earth Hex, you can move your character's Wind Hex by locking him into place, and number one, he wouldn't be able to attack you, because he can only attack close range. And then number two, you'd be able to hit him for even more damage if he was on the Earth Hex and you made your way over to the Wind Hex. So those are some strategies that you can use. but this is a strategy that I'm going to use, and I'm just going to fast forward the rest of this battle. Final boss that we're going to take care of today, and probably the hardest one as well. To get to where I'm at, go to Honey's Day, and then head over to the Stonehenge, Wizard Ring, Druid Circle, whatever, use the teleport orb, and you will wind up exactly where I'm at. So I have some new characters this time, Avril and Chuck. Both for some reasons, too. Okay, so first things first, Avril is a Moon Medium user. I'm using her to replace this guy right over here. And let's go ahead and look at these guys. They are half to everything else except for Earth. They take normal damage to Earth, and they have a shit ton of HP, so they're going to take quite some time to go down. I brought in Chuck as a Luck Medium user, mostly just because I want the Force level 1. Now, I am kind of cheating by bringing in Rebecca because I have the 100% orange badge on Rebecca. So she's able to really, stay alive from that move. Yeah, these guys will kill you. They are no joke. Like, these guys are ridiculous. I've had to deal with them for quite some time now, but I am going to Great Apple this Hex. This is actually my 4th attempt at these guys, and that's whenever I was like, screw this. I'm just going to 100% orange Rebecca. So with all that done, I'm going to extend the duration of this Great Apple buff. That'll really help out. Awesome. So now, hopefully that Great Apple buff will stay the entire time. And, I don't know how because Dean came in. Anyway, if they move on to the Wind Hex, then blast the one who's on the Wind Hex. Otherwise, just go after them indiscriminately. It really doesn't matter. Have Rebecca guard so that she can continually build up more force points, because once you get enough, you're going to want Greg to widespread and use his high blast on both of them. Yeah, this is going to be pretty ridiculous. In fact, I should probably just use a regular revive rather than the high revive, just to extend her HP or her MP as much as humanly possible. So, because I have the 100% orange badge, there really isn't any strategy to this except, blast the crap out of them and continually revive. So I'm going to fast forward the rest of this battle. And next time on Let's Play Wild Arms 5, we're going to start bonus dungeons. This has been David. If you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good day.